MrYorkieLoverFitness.com.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Jason from Mr. Yorkie Lover Fitness, and I was talking to my buddy Jim Arrington. He's the 83-year-old I have on my channel. He's also the Guinness World Record holder for oldest bodybuilder. And I was talking to him yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, did you check out, the June 2016 Flex magazine?" I'm like, "No, I didn't check it out yet. I had it, but I haven't looked at it yet." He goes, "Yeah, Leroy's in there. They did this, small article on Leroy." So I'm going to show you the stuff they put in there. So on the cover, we have Lou Ferrigno, and I guess so. When you open the magazine up, the next thing you will see how in this picture right here, they got the small picture of Leroy, doing some curls, and so they started a new thing that's called so they started this new thing called retro athlete, some new and so I guess he's the first retro athlete they're gonna have in Flex, and I guess every month they'll probably have another retro athlete where they'll talk about a little about the history of that bodybuilder and what he or she contributed to the sport. And so in this month's magazine, since Leroy Colbert's a retro athlete, obviously they're going to be talking about arms, because that's what he's most known for. So here's the first page. It's a 2-page spread. Here's the first page of it. So you see, you got a nice double bicep pose with Leroy, and then it says Leroy Colbert, remembering a trailblazer who built 2 of the best arms of his era. That's the first picture of the 2-page spread. So here's a close-up of the actual picture, and obviously one of those good pictures, and that's one of his autograph set photos they're using too. So like if we look at this again, and I'll do a quick read of it. It says, "Don't measure Leroy Colbert's success by his contest record. Though he only won 2 smaller titles, he did so at 19 and 20. He competed for the final time at 21 before a motorcycle accident in 1955 halted his leg training and competitive career. Colbert, who died on November 20th at age 82, is celebrated today for 3 things. The first is his appearance on a 1953 cover of Muscle Power, and it says that was a precursor to Flex magazine, which is what this is now, when newsstands were at best reluctant to display African Americans." One thing about that cover, Leroy Colbert was the first African American on a Joe Weider magazine, and he was the second African American on any magazine. And I can't think of the guy's name right now that beat him out by like 2 years prior. But so if continue with the article, it says the 2 other things were his arms. When he was a phenom, he had a stupendously balanced physique with a striking V taper and full legs. If he could have continued competing, he may have dominated. Instead, his big guns were what made him famous in the late 50s and the 60s as he appeared in Weider magazines. Colbert, who decades later was a Flex editor at large, struck a bicep pose on a second Weider magazine cover in 1960, years after his last contest, but while he remained a dedicated bodybuilder. Now, the thing is, like, you can go to Leroy's website, LeroyColbert.com, and you can see he's posted some of the articles he wrote for Flex magazine, and you can actually read the full article he has up on there. And so the last thing it says Colbert biceps training, and they're quoting Leroy on this. "Sometimes my partner and I would do burnouts at the end of the workout. We'd stand facing each other, and I'd curl a barbell for 10 reps, then hand it to him. Then he'd do 10 and hand it back to me, and I'd do maybe 8 and hand it back to him. We'll do this until we couldn't even lift our arms anymore, much less the barbell." Now, if you've ever tried this, and I've tried this, you will get a burnout fast. And something like this, you probably could incorporate this type of training on a lot of different body parts, and you probably can knock out a full body workout in like 20 to 30 minutes if you and a partner just took turns going back and forth until you burnt that muscle out, then maybe took like a minute's rest and then jumped onto your next muscle. But like if you haven't tried that technique, I totally recommend you trying it, because you'll see, I mean, your arms will be pumped, your veins will be popping, and you'll be tired. Okay, so the last thing we're looking at here is it says Colbert's bicep routine. And it's only showing 2 exercises, showing the alternating dumbbell curl and the dumbbell concentration curl. obviously when Leroy was working his arms, and one of the reasons he got him so big was he was like probably blasting his arms with 5 or 6 different exercises, but for whatever reason they just chose 2 to put in this article. So they say he did on the alternating dumbbell curl, they did 5 to 6 sets at 10 to 15 reps, and then that was the same with the dumbbell concentration curl. We did 5 to 6 sets with 10 to 15 reps. But like I said, from the times I talked to Leroy, he told me he would do like 4 or 5 different arm exercises and blast them out. And like I said, that was one of the reasons why his arms grew so much. So it's pretty cool. If you probably could find this still in the newsstands, or you can order it. If you guys want to collect it, it's pretty cool to see him pop up in the magazine, to see that he's still having an influence on bodybuilding today, which is one of my goals. Why I keep putting out videos of him and talking about him is because obviously I want, I liked his message of a full body workout and drug free, and I promote that myself. So that's why I'm going to keep making videos like this and keep putting his name out there as much as I can so people don't forget, and hopefully his legend status grows. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. And thank you very much for watching the video. Go ahead, like, subscribe, leave comments, questions, and I will get back at you later.